words, I guess. There's three, I don't know what to call them, words that I had to find. One was a public-private partnership, or abbreviated PPP. And then definition would be a government service or private business venture which is funded and operated through a partnership of government and one or more private sector companies. And I can read it again if you want me to.
Yes.
Okay. Describes a government service or private business venture which is funded and operated through a partnership of government and one or more private sector companies. Again?
Give an example of one that we might have in the States.
No.
Think of one.
Okay, something that's... Okay.
Apple.
No, it has to be government.
Apple's example of
We see
everything.
very few in the States because we like that separation of business and state.
Yeah.
But there's
Would
one
you say like
that
the
was...
parks and stuff? Like, or
No,
like-
there's one that is very controversial.
Canadian healthcare.
Oh, would you say healthcare?
No. No.
Abortion
Bailouts.
rights.
Oh.
Bailouts of like mortgage industry and the automobile industry.
So yeah, this, yeah. So it's more of a foreign concept than
Yes.
us in there.
Good.
Lols. And then retrenchment, I have a huge definition, but I'll see if I can summarize it. Okay, retrenchment is a strategy used by corporations, and it's used to reduce the diversity or the overall size of the operations of the company. So it's just a strategy to reduce the size of the company.
Yes.
Layoffs.
Yeah, okay. And then going public, you all know what that is, but the process of selling shares that were formerly privately held to new investors for the first time. So selling shares to new investors for the first time. Going public. And otherwise known as an initial public offering or IPO. So you don't have to write all that because you know what that is, I'm sure. Okay, and then my questions are really simple. Doesn't take much thinking, I guess. Evaluate some reasons why Voldemort Holstein despised the thought of going public. And I have that in quotations because it's the last sentence from my thing. Is why do you think he despised the idea of going public?
He doesn't want outside influences to affect how he wants his business run.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to say anything about it. But if anyone has any other ideas, it's like simple. Not higher thinking very much really at all.
Say the question.
Okay, oh yeah. Evaluate some reasons why Voldemort despised the thought of going public. So what are some reasons why a business would not want to go public?
Is that an actual
Lose
picture?
control.
Did you take that picture?
Maybe wants to keep image if they're known for being a private company.
And he comes from a time period where success was measured by the size of a business. So, there's a little bit of an ego hit there too.
So there.
There you go.
And then I have justify Anna's reasoning for her RDB 2020 plan, which we've already talked about a bajillion times. And it's just why would she want to change it? We talked about being social, or whatever,
She's a bitch.
socially aware. That kind of stuff. But if anyone wants to add anything, I mean, we've talked about all this stuff like a bajillion times. It's basically the gist of the case study, so I just feel like, and my thing was, my article really just kind of subbed up the whole thing and kind of just went to the reasons why he didn't. And then my next question was justify why Voldemort didn't want to change the plan, keep it in the family, all the answers are the same.
Oh.
Is that all you have?
That's really, I mean, unless you want me to, I can take it to the big picture of the case study, take it to the big picture, but everything's the same.
I want to know, I want to know, if you had to vote on one of the two, would you go with Anna's plan or his plan?
For their company, I think that it's been successful the way it is, and where it's keeping it, it's also, the Denmark really relies on. I feel like it would be best to go with Voldemort's.
Always wise. Voldemort.
Who else agrees? Because that's important. How many of you think you'd keep the traditional style?